I think it's really awesome that, you made that move. And I am interested to hear a little bit more about like what inspired you to, leave your job and move to Los Angeles. And then like within like the first year or two, what kept you going until, you felt like maybe you got your big break or you met somebody who really helped you along the way so that you could be on the path that you're on right now?
Yeah, out of college I worked at JP Morgan in New York, and it was kind of one of those things where I was just trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like I had zero interest in a private bank, but I just wanted to keep up with my peers. So 2 years into it, I had like the quarter life crisis of trying to figure out what I really wanted to do in life, and I always loved film and television. I just never took it seriously as a career, and I just did the do it yourself route of tapping into my network, anyone remotely involved, reading books on screenwriting, and I co-wrote a script with a friend of mine. Again, that the help of a friend to get started. I was kind of afraid to just write a script by myself. Uh, that script got optioned, and it was kind of the sign for me that I was at least on the right path. And so I quit, moved to LA, and started writing, just by myself. And then those first couple of years, without a doubt, it was my wife that sustained me and kept me going. At the time, we weren't married, but after she moved to LA to come be with me, I proposed. uh, and yeah, I mean, those first few years, the first 2 years, I had like a random job that was super low paying, and then I became an assistant, which was still low paying, but it was at least in the realm of what I was trying to do. Uh, and it took 4 years out there before I became a professional. And so, yeah, her love and support is kind of what kept me going. I definitely don't think I would have been able to keep going by myself. Because even with her there, I still had second doubts and was like trying to go back and apply to Google and things like that. Like maybe maybe I made the wrong choice. And they rejected me, so I was forced to just stay on the path, and there was no more plan B. And yeah, it ended up working out. But I think ultimately I think I very actively try to pursue happiness. Like if I am in a situation where I become unhappy or things aren't feeling right, I look for the exit. And that's what I felt at JP Morgan. Like I was making pretty good money, especially coming off of the recession. But if you're unhappy, you're unhappy. I didn't want to lie to myself about that. So when I went to LA and was making less money but happier, that was like the first sign. Like, oh yeah, that was the right move.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Because, like I said before, it's hard for people to like make that jump and make that leap.
Yeah,
Because, a lot of people like stability, a lot of people like being comfortable, things like that. But if you want to chase something that seems unachievable to you, sometimes you have to do something a little bit like out of the box, something that's outside of your routine. Because if you have dreams of doing things that are outside of your routine, outside of what you normally do, but you continue to live your routine, then you'll never really achieve those dreams. You can't make
yeah,
anything happen unless you break out of the norm that you're already kind of stuck in. And
yeah.
I am interested to hear like what drove you to write this script, because I think The Wilds is a really great show and Shadow Forest is really amazing, but this is something that seems a little bit different from what you have worked on previously. So I'm interested to see like what was it that kind of pushed you to do that, because you said with JP Morgan you were unhappy but you were making good money, but when you went to LA and at least you were working in a job that was close to what you wanted to do, even though you're making less, at least you're a little bit happier. And I want to
Mhm.
know like what was it that told you like I can write a film and I could put out a movie and like this is something that's my creation, like this is my original idea and I could put this out there. Like what was it that kind of pushed you to make this?
This script specifically.
Yeah, the script specifically.
Um, I mean, I feel like writing is always a form of therapy, whether you realize it or not. And every script, you're working through something different. Um, and like with Shadow Force, I feel like working through my fear of having kids. Like I wrote that before I had kids, and this was the first script I wrote after having kids. And I think there was just a lot of tension again, like I said, and just the lack of sleep. You become a different person where you're not getting any sleep. Uh, and that causing tension in my own marriage, of just trying to deal with, we have three boys now, but one and two boys, and the whole two under two. And, all of that is difficult, and it makes the relationship more difficult too. And finding ways to continue to communicate and work through those issues, I think all just led to coming out through this screenplay. Why you see that within Dorian and Crystal, and then again, just my own self awareness as a parent, as a dad, trying to do the right things, and in doing that, sometimes overdoing it and being too controlling and things like that. So uh, it's just kind of like me checking myself to not do that, and it helps to get it out through a movie where I can really like see on the page back at myself and try to fix those things.